Hello and welcome. My name is Martin Harris from Yamaha, and today I'm here at Kraft Music and we're exploring the most incredible Yamaha workstation to date, Genos. Just looking at the instrument, we can see we have a fantastic design. We also have a large touch screen, which makes it very, very easy to navigate your way around the instrument. And also brand new live controllers, which we're going to explore in more detail throughout this presentation. But we're going to start with the amazing sound quality and the most important sound for any keyboard player. And that is, of course, the piano. And we have some super high quality pianos here, the C7 grand piano, upright pianos, and the top of the line CFX. Not only do we have a fantastic sound quality, but we also have very, very powerful DSP, which adds to the sound. What you heard there was the CFX piano, plus very, very powerful DSP, which simulates the soundboard resonance. Okay, let's move on. We can actually combine sounds together, but what's really amazing with these live controllers, which I'm going to show now, is how we can, in real time, shape and craft the sound as we want to. And when you get the sound that you like, you can pop that straight into a registration memory, and it will save exactly how you want it. So with that amount of sound control, it's really, really inspiring to create music. And not only do we have fantastic sounds, but we also have up to 550 styles to choose from, which will give you the backbone of your arrangement. And we can choose from many, many different genres, including free play styles. And with the styles, we also have the same amount of sound control. But what I'm going to bring into play this time is also the arpeggiator, which you heard at the beginning of the performance. And, well, you can see how creative you can be. So we can be creative, but we can also write songs. So the styles have been designed to give you a very, very high quality, but quite basic arrangement, so you can build upon that. So, for example, I could take something unplugged and just play a few chords. And what we get here is a drum kit, a bass, and a guitar. But maybe we want to fill that out. So what I'm going to do is choose from some content in the multi-pads. And we have many, many strum guitars to choose from, which we can just add to our arrangement, like so. Okay, so whilst we're on the subject of writing songs and being creative, what I find really interesting is the fact that we could combine time signatures. So we could take another unplugged style, something maybe in 6/8, like this. But this time, I'm going to add a multi-pad strum guitar, but in 4/4, and they're going to play as a polyrhythm. So you can create some very interesting rhythmical patterns. Okay, let's play something over the top. And this time we're going to take a nice guitar, a pedal steel. So that really is super high quality sound. Just add a melody and some lyrics and you've got yourself a new song. It's that simple. Whilst we're talking about combining interesting rhythms, we have a guitar arpeggiator on board Genos, which enables you to choose from a whole bunch of different guitar strums and funky guitar riffs, which you can control with your right hand. And the real benefit is that you can play a chord with your left hand to control the style, and in parallel you can choose a guitar riff and play different chords, which is really, really inspiring. Okay, let's start with the drums. Guitar number 1. Number 2. We're getting an idea now of the sound quality of Genos. But very importantly is the DSP power, or the digital effects. And we have so many to choose from, and they're really easy to access and add to your sounds. We're going to start by taking a guitar sound, an electric guitar. And first of all, it's completely clean. But we want to add a little bit more drive, perhaps, to that. What we can do is go into what we call voice gateway. Now, we can access the sounds from the touch screen, of course, like so, but the voice gateway will give you an overview of everything that you've got selected. So you can see all the sounds in right 1, 2, 3 and left. You can see the status of those sounds, octave settings, EQs, reverbs, and also the DSPs that have been selected, which you can see at the bottom of the screen. So it's very, very easy and intuitive to use. And if we want to turn the DSP on, we can simply select it from the screen. But maybe we want to add or change some parameters on that DSP. So we can just choose the image and it will blow it up like so. We can choose one of the parameters, maybe distortion tone. And so on. And when you get the sound you like, you can pop that into a registration. But this DSP power is also on the style. And we have 11 DSPs allocated to the style. And what we're going to do now is just choose something a little bit rocky that I can play with. And we'll start again with the drums because they sound amazing. I'll talk to you about them in a little bit more detail later. Okay, let's bring in our band. And using the faders, we're going to bring in some additional parts. So there you get an idea of the DSP power that's available. Okay, let's show some more DSP. This time I'm going to use an E-piano, and with Yamaha it's all about the detail in the sound. So at the moment we have no DSP selected, it's straight. But before I actually switch the DSP on, I want to show you something else. And this is really a lot of fun. We can choose between the direct signal and also an ambient signal with a modulation or joystick controller, and by simply pushing that in the upward direction you can get more mechanical noise or a combination of the two. And when you like the sound, you can just press hold and there you've got it. Okay, I'm going to just dry it up a little bit. Now we're going to go back to the DSP. This time I'm going to switch on a jazz combo, and it's simply on. And again, very easily, if you want to increase the depth or the tone, you can do that. And you can be, of course, quite extreme. The choice is yours. Okay, I like that. So this time, we're going to just play a style with that. We briefly talked about the drum sounds and how great they are. Let me just show you this in a little bit more detail. We, realize that the drums are the backbone of any arrangement or production, and we've really spent a lot of effort on this, and we have come up with Revo drums. That's a term that you're going to hear a lot. And what we have now are drums that have been sampled in different environments to give you a lot of different choice. We have rock kit, pop kits, vintage kits, which are open mute, brush kits with brushes and sticks, and they are very, very dynamic. We have up to 26 layers, for example, on a snare, and that gives you really powerful sound. And with that, we have wave cycling, which is the first time ever used on a hardware instrument. And that means that every time a drum is struck, whether it's a snare drum, a hi-hat, a cymbal, it always plays a slightly different sample to avoid the monotonous repetition. So it sounds absolutely real. And we're going to start with a vintage kit here. This is very 60s, but just have a listen to the drums and how powerful they are. Just listen to those rolls on the toms. So if you want to be a 60s band, you can. So let's move on from a vintage open kit to something more muted. That's really cool. So you can take a drum kit, you can stuff it with tea towels and cushions and create a really, really dense sound. And with some additional compression, which you can add with DSP, you can create something like this, which is great for a bit of 70s American funk, perhaps. And we're going to use some amazing brass to play some riffs over the top. And so on. Okay, let's play something completely different. So we'll go from a drum kit to something much more subtle, some brushes. And this is great if you like a bit of jazz. And, jazz covers a wide range of music. But we'll take something, a bit of piano, bass, and drums, and just listen to the intricate sound of these brushes. Okay, let's bring in the band. Weren't those amazing brushes? Well, you can choose whether you want the drummer to play with brushes or sticks, and the sticks give a very different feel. Let's just get those going. And so on. We'll come back to that in a minute. Before we play those drums, I also want to show you a very important sound for a keyboard player, and that is the organ sounds. We have many organ sounds to choose from. What I like is a typical sort of jazz vintage sound. We can call them up onto the screen very easily, like so. And then we can use the sliders to shape that sound. Okay, what we also have is brand new rotary speaker DSP there with a little bit of drive, which adds that dirt that you need. The big benefit with the sliders is the fact that we don't actually have to have the organ image open to control them. We can have the main playing screen, and then we can control those sliders in the same way, and that's fantastic. Okay, let's bring it together. We'll bring in the drummer, and we'll bring in the organist and the band. So you've heard a couple of examples of some of the amazing drum kits on board. We have many, many more. Rock kits, pop kits, even electronic dance music kits. But what's really powerful is that we have a drum kit editor on board, which means that you can combine different elements from different kits. You could take, for example, a snare from a rock kit, a bass drum from an EDM kit, and create something really original. Something like this. On the back panel of Genos, we have a 1/4-inch XLR combo jack, which provides phantom power. That means you can connect a high-quality studio condenser mic. We've recorded some vocals into the instrument.
Skin of mine is fine with me. Show you now what a love can be.
Which I'm actually operating from the multipads, and we can bring that all together. Something like this. The onboard 16-track sequencer allows you to create an arrangement or composition track by track. And it's very, very easy to do. And when you're happy with your song, you can then save that as an audio file on board the Genos. And that will also allow you to save any live play or vocal performance. I want to show you one more set of incredible voices, and they are Keno strings. We've sampled a string orchestra in a movie score style. So the violins are hard-panned left and right, and the violas, cellos, and contrabasses are center, which gives us a huge cinematic score approach. And with a free play style, you can really create movie scores in real time. Genos is fantastic for live performance, but it can also function as the heart of your recording studio. It features mastering effects such as compressors, EQ, and a high-quality digital out. So that's the amazing Genos digital workstation. Once again, I'm Martin Harris from Yamaha here at Kraft Music. Thank you for watching.